ever seen with your own eyes the fountain of youth?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
Hello, and welcome to What the Flick. It's summer, so we have the fourth part of an idiotic franchise to talk about today. Not the second or third, it's the fourth, and that's not excessive or cashing in at all, really. I'm Christy Lemire from AP and Ebert Presents. To my left is the lovely Alonso Duralde. To my right is the lovely Matt Atchity. And we're going to talk about Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. And they are strange.
They are strange.
Okay, take it away.
He's looking for the Fountain of Youth, and the Spanish are, and the British are, and they hire somebody who we've seen before, Jeffrey Rush, as Captain Barbossa, who comes back, and then Blackbeard.
Blackbeard, the pirate all pirates fear.
And Angelica, played by
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz.
And at some point there are naughty vampire mermaids.
Mermaids.
And zombie pirates.
Zombies.
So you get the idea, or you don't. If you don't, does it matter? Does it make sense?
The movie doesn't seem to care if it makes sense or if it matters, or I think they just sort of take it as a given at this point that, you know, you bought the first three, here's another one.
How is it we can never meet without you pointing something at me?
There's the Jack I know.
This is horrible. What do you think?
I didn't think it was that bad.
No?
I mean, you know, if you're looking for, if you want to see Johnny Depp playing Jack Sparrow, that's what you get. And there are moments in this, you know, we were talking about this, we were watching the clip, like that opening chase scene
in England
is fun.
Now that was very thrilling, and that was expertly staged. It's a chase scene you can actually follow. It actually makes sense.
Right.
It is the absolute high point of the movie.
And it happens in the first half hour.
And it happens in the beginning, right. So we should say that Rob Marshall directed this, and previously Gore Verbinski directed the first three. Rob Marshall took over for him. He did the Oscar-winning Chicago. He also did 9. And you can see his knack for choreography shining through in the big set pieces.
I did like the fact that the 3D was shameless.
I was going to ask you
I like more. I want more movies where they're just lunging things at the camera and pointing sticks and all that stuff. And there's plenty of that.
Yeah.
So I felt like, you know, the Z-axis was being used.
Except that what I really had a problem with is how dark this one, to me, at least at the screening I was at, this is an example of how the darkness that comes in with 3D can almost ruin a movie. There are scenes in this movie that are almost unwatchable. You almost can't tell what's going on.
Well, a lot of it's at night on the ocean, like the whole naughty vampire mermaid attack.
Right.
So
which
yeah,
should be cool.
Gauge your 3D theater, like if you know, because like I saw this at the El Capitan and that was actually pretty bright. But you know, we were talking. I saw Priest last week at the Grove and it was so dark with the 3D glasses on.
Even though this is the shortest movie of the 4, it's only 2 hours and 16 minutes long versus the last one was like nearly 3. It still feels so boring, overstuffed, and overlong.
And again, it does that thing where like there's these big action set pieces that involve like 3 different pirate armies and the whatever, the ghost ship and the this and the that, and you never know where anybody is in relation to anything else. So it cuts out any sort of suspense. The physics don't make sense after a while. You don't know what's going to happen or why, and it's just a bunch of sensations being thrown at the screen, basically.
Yeah. We should mention also that Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley are not in this. Their absence is sort of like unexplained. They're just not there. In their place, we have this very flimsy romantic subplot featuring this hot, scruffy clergyman and the one nice vampire mermaid, and they have this all of a sudden out of nowhere love affair, and it's very makeshift.
You know, this movie didn't. It didn't bother me as much as it bothered you guys. Like I'm not wild about it, but you know, it's another pirate movie, and I guess my expectations were low. You know, when I went and saw the screening, it was like, oh God, I got to drag myself out to another movie. Like, but you know,
our jobs are hard.
You know, right? I know that sounds terrible.
I have no love for this series. I will admit it. So if you love the pirate movies, you may well love this one too. And so,
I took a friend who loves the pirate series, and she enjoyed it. She really had a good time. And I think that for fans of the series, it's okay.
Well, let's do numbers. Matt Atchity, go.
You know, I was okay, but I'm not going to give a ringing endorsement. I give it a 5.
You?
4.5.
Okay, I'm much lower. I give it a 3. Okay, so since Alonso did math for me, I can tell you the average is out to a 4.2. So not exactly a wild endorsement. It's where on the tomato meter now? It's real low.
38%,
Okay.
which is the lowest.
You're going to see it anyway.
Yeah,
so
what we say is irrelevant.
why did we bother?
Right.
Did everyone see that? Because I will not be doing it again.
You can see it or not. We don't care. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye. Take care.
Was this the movie where they got in trouble because they were they put out a casting announcement they wanted women with natural breasts?